Namaskar. I have already given you introduction to the alphabets of tabla and also given you some samples of the bolts and phrases played frequently on tabla. Today I am going to give you two taals. One is Teentaal or three taal, which is 16 beats, and the second taal which I am going to give you is Tilwada, which is also 16 beats. As you know, I have already given you the sounds which are played on the daya and on the baya. I have also given you a combined sound of daya and baya. It is interesting to note that most of the important taals use only na, ta, dha, and tin and din. For example, in Teentaal, we use dha, din, din, dha, dha, din, din, dha, dha, tin, tin, ta, ta, din, din, dha. So you will find that in this taal, dha, ta, and tin and din are used. Let us take Jap taal, which is a 10-beat taal, which goes like this: din, na, din, din, na, tin, na, din, din, na. Another taal, which is called Rupak, which is 7 beats, also uses tin and na. Tin, na, dha. I will recite it. Tin, tin, na, din, na, din, na. Tin, tin, na, din, na, din, na. Now, if you add a couple of additional phrases like dha, dha, you know, so you add tirakita and you add dhage, which is dha and ga. So if you add dha tirakita or dhage tirakita, you will be able to recognize many other taals. For example, if you take ek taal, which is 12 bits taal, which goes like this: din, din, dhage, tirakita, tin, na, tat, tin, dhage, tirakita, din, na. So you find that almost these dha, tin, and tirakita and dhage are used in this taal. If you take Zumra, then it goes like this: din, dha, tirakita, din, din, dhage, tirakita, tin, ta, tirakita, din, din, dhage, tirakita, din. If you take Dadra, which is 6 beats, it goes like this: dha, din, na, dha, tin, na. So you can see most of the taals are covered by these simple sounds, which are dha, ta, na, and tin and din, dhage, tirakita. These are all that you need to memorize and learn and identify. You should be able to identify this. Then you may be able to search for these words, these syllables, when you listen to a taal. Now I will proceed with the Teentaal, which is dha, din, din, dha, dha, din, din, dha, dha, tin, tin, ta, ta, din, din, dha. This more or less is the Vilampit part, the slow part of Teentaal. This slow part of Teentaal, Vilampit part of Teentaal, is mostly used by the Jaipur Gharana for their bandishis. I estimate that nearly 60% of the bandishis in Jaipur Gharana fall into Teentaal Theka. Other gharanas also use it, but very rarely. There are very few bandishis in Teentaal. If you talk of Madhyalay of Teentaal, it goes like this: dha, din, din, dha, dha, din, din, dha, dha, tin, tin, ta, ta, din, din, dha. If you go in the Dhrutlay of Teentaal, you go as dha, din, din, da, da, din, din, da, da, tin, tin, ta, ta, din, din, da. Now, I have given the bare configuration or outline of a taal. But as played in normal concerts, these taals are slightly embellished. So, there I have a certain point which will differ from many modern young players. My opinion is that when a tabla player accompanies a vocal singer particularly, he has not to be intrusive. He or she has not to disturb the singer. So, what we used to use and which I use whenever I accompany are what are called moharas. These moharas are very short phrases. Mostly they will last for 8 beats or 4 beats. Very rarely they will last for 16 beats. These days you find players play for almost 4 or 5 or 6 avartans of 16 beats, which means they play for 64 beats or 80 beats or more. Now this is almost playing a solo. But then modern day singers also encourage such playing, and so be it. The taste change over a period, and this is the modern change that has taken place, and then it is up to us to appreciate it or not. When I say mohara, it is a very short phrase. So it can be, I can give you a few mohara phrases. It can be like this: tak tunna kadnak tirgit tak tunna kadnak ta tirgit tak tirgit ta tirgit da din da din tak tunna kadnak ta tirgit ta tirgit da din da din tirgit ta tirgit ta tirgit da din da din gaddi kadnak ta tirgit kat tit da din da din da tin takit that category da din da din da tin ta tak din tin takit that category dhatun da din da. So many of these, there are many, can be called moras. But I am not going beyond 16 beats. The last one I went 16 beats at a dhruta lay. At a madhya lay, of course, it will be 8 beats. Now, as far as Vilampit is concerned, the very short phrases are played, and invariably in the last 2 matras or 3 or 4 matras they are played, and again they are very simple. So I will now proceed. In each category I will play the plain teka, then I will embellish it with a few moras, and that will give you an idea. Now it will be very difficult for you to identify the phrases of the moras, but if you concentrate and try to learn a little more, you will be able to appreciate and identify these phrases. So I will start with Teentaal. So it is dha, din, da, din, da, tin, ta, din, da. Da, din, da, din, da, tin, ta, din, da. There is one little variation which I should tell you, that to make the tin a little pronounced, we very often combine it with a k, so it becomes tin. So this Teentaal will go like this: da, din, da, din, da, tin, ta, din, da. Now I will embellish it with a few phrases. So you can see that I have played only a few variations, only a few phrases in embellishing this tal. Now I will go to the Madhyalay and let us see what happens there. Now Madhyalay is da, din, da, din, da, din, ta, din, da. Now let's see how we embellish it. So that is the Madhyalay as embellished. Now I will go to the Dhritalay. So it goes like this. Da din din, da din din, da da din din, da da din din, da. Now I will embellish it. So that is about Teentaal in Teen Lies. Madhyalay is commonly used by all the gharanas except for Jaipur gharana, which specializes only in Vilampit Khyal. Of course, the modern day singers like Kishori Amonkar and many others, they do sing Madhyalays. Many of them are composed by them. But by and large, Madhyalay is used often by Gwaler Gharana and Kirana Gharana, and of course in a big way by Agra Gharana. Madhyalay is very popular with them. So now we will go to Tilwada. Tilwada is also a 16-beat taal, which also lends itself to the earlier description of usage of sounds like dha, dhin and tirakit. This taal is very widely used by the Gwalior Gharana for their khayals. It is not not used by Jaipur Gharana. I don't think it is used by Agra Gharana and not even by Kirana Gharana. So it is mainly used by Gwalior Gharana. It goes like this. Dha, tirakit, dhin, dhin, dha, dha, tin, tin, ta, tirakit, dhin, dhin, dha, dha, dhin, dhin, dha, tirakit, dhin, dhin, dha, dha, tin, tin, ta, tirakit, dhin, dhin, dha, dha, dhin, dhin. Now, the one which I recited just now is what I learnt in my young days. But in recent times, a variation of Tilwada is widely used, and probably the young players think that this is the traditional Tilwada. But to my reckoning, it is something which has been added in last couple of decades. So let us see what it is. It is delightful, it's very nice, and I like to play the modern day version of Tilwada. So it goes like this. Dha, tirakit, dhin, gitak, gin, dha, dha, tin, tin, ta, tirakit, dhin, gitak, gin, dha, dha, din, din, dha, tirakit, din, gitak, gin, dha, dha, tin, tin, ta, tirakit, din, gitak, gin, dha, dha, din, din. Another feature of this taal is that it is only used in the Vilampit and not in the Madhyalay or Drutlay. For example, if we were to use it in Madhyalay, it will sound like this. Da, tirakita din, tak din da, da, tin, tin, ta, tirakita din, tak gin da, da, din, din. So, it does not lend itself to the Madhyalay and definitely not for Dhritalay. So in the Madhyalay, Gwalior people use the regular Teentaal theka. So I will play the plain one. There is hardly any embellishment in this because it is just a theka which is given to help the vocalist as a time to keep their measured bandages. Their bandages are really measured because you will find that as taught, their various phrases will come on the right beat. Hardly it will vary from the beat as taught by your guru. So I will first play the simple plain taal and then I will give you a little embellishment. Tirakit din, din, da, da, tin, tin, ta, tirakit din, din, da, da, din, din. I have played the old version of the Tilwada. Now I will play the new version of Tilwada, which is what is played today. I hardly hear the old version. It goes like this. Tirakit din, gitak din, da, da, tin, tin, ta, tirakit din, gitak din, da, da, din, din. I will now play the embellishment, a very slight embellishment in this taal. So, So that is about all on these two taals. I hope you are able to identify these taals when you go to a concert. And I will proceed to the shortly. I will proceed to the next taals. And thank you and have a good day.